Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the 3 Arena. We're absolutely delighted to be back in Dublin, and for those who are here at the last press conference, welcome. We've got a bigger show, a bigger night and a much bigger arena to bring you our return to Irish boxing and obviously a big night for boxing in Ireland. Delighted to welcome many fighters here today, but I think firstly it's important to give you guys the news last night that John Joe Nevin has confirmed to have his first fight in Ireland here on November the 15th on this card following his win on Saturday night, which is very important I think for the card, and also delighted to be working with Tom Moran to bring John Joe Nevin to the show on November the 15th. Just to introduce the table, firstly down on my far left, the young man John O'Carroll will be fighting Declan Garrity here. Next to him, another fight which I'm delighted to announce, which has just been made yesterday. Patrick Hyland will be fighting John Simpson over 10 rounds. These grudge matches over here throw out a lot of fun, as we've seen from our man Fitz and Mr. O'Sullivan. But this one I've heard plenty about, and we're going to get them to elaborate on that later on. Please welcome Michael Sweeney. His opponent down on the right, a guy who certainly made me scared when I first met him for the first time.
It's not hard.
No, listen, he's Ian Tims, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, one of the most popular young fighters coming out of Dublin right now, huge ticket seller. Also like to welcome Luke Keeler. Of course, one half of that big rivalry and a fight that really I can't wait for. I was so disappointed for the first postponement because after the press conference last time I just couldn't wait to see these two fight. Flown in all the way from Spain today, please Anton FITZGERALD. And of course the reason why we're all here is someone who was pivotal in bringing this fight to Dublin, someone that really wanted to come back and invigorate the scene over here. In a huge fight on November the 15th, you saw him box, get rid of all that rust on the Arthur Abraham Paul Smith fight recently on September the 27th in Ireland. A huge fight, a WBC eliminator. Please put your hands together for Matthew Macklin. There's plenty else added to this bill. One of our top young fighters, Sam Eggington, the welterweight, is also in action. Tommy McCarthy and David Maguire are also here, and a couple more fights to add to this bill as well. I'm going to ask everyone here to say a few words, starting at the bottom with John. John, obviously a big night and a tough fight with you against Declan. I know a lot about him, he's a quality fighter.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the 15th.
Yeah, Declan's a quality fighter. I've sparred him as an amateur as well, so I'm kind of don't know what it is. But and this is mainly my first proper big professional fight, because 2004 over in Australia weren't great, so I'm trying hard to keep my head down. I can't wait, I'm just looking forward. But thank you yourself. And thank me trying to pass the pounds for the opportunity. Thank you.
And Patrick, obviously you've been involved in some big fights. I've got to say, you against John Simpson is an absolute war of a fight, and credit for both guys for taking the fight. I mean, we've done a lot of work with John, he's a great lad and a great fighter, and that is a fight I really can't wait for on November 15th.
Yeah, no, I'm delighted to be back home in Dublin as well. It's been 2011 was the last time I fought in Dublin as well, so I'm excited. I'm getting a good test, a good fight with John Simpson. It's going to be a war, toe to toe. I've headlined in resorts in Atlantic City, same as Matthew, fought in Vegas, but as I said, there's no place like home in front of your hometown fighting, and I'd like to thank Eddie for getting me on the show, my manager Brian, and then when I get John out of the way, I'll have a go and get 2 golden boots. Yeah! Warrington and Selby.
Yeah. But listen, that's one of the carrots that I've angled to John Simpson as well, and the same to you. And Lee Selby was a great performance in fight Bradovich for the IBF title, and Josh Warrington. And I'm sure the Irish fans and the Leeds fans will have a great night.
Yeah, so, Leeds and Man United, we'll go over there with the big United fans. So
that'll go down.
We will crack, yeah. Well, let's see, we'll build it up, won't we?
Exactly. But seriously, the winner of that fight definitely in line to fight Warrington in January, February next year, and that's a great fight, 2 great fighters. Let me start with it. Luke. Obviously, I know you were chomping at the bit for the August fight, and November the 15th now. big following, and up to big fights yourself as well.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. I just want to thank yourself and Matthew for putting on the show. It's a great opportunity and amazing venue. So I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully a good test. Yeah, John Hutchison's name was mentioned, so he'll be tough and he'll be good on the show.
Good stuff. And who do we start with here? Michael or Ian? Who do we start with here? Michael or Ian? Michael. Okay. Michael, tell me a little bit about this rivalry. I've seen you've had obviously fought before, great fight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was we had a fight in 2011. It was very, very close fight. A lot of talk went my way, and I'm looking forward to this bit of rivalry. Alright, a different guy from my last fight, completely different. Teamed up with Peter Fury now for this one, so I'm looking forward to it and going for a win and getting a win on the night without a doubt.
And Ian, obviously, tell us about that last fight and what you expect.
Anything was wolf me, you know what
Mark,
I
the first and the short term afterwards. Look at the photograph afterwards.
Well, you know, I mean, there's no use to head it out. Like, he got about it last time, he won't happen this time, you know what I mean? I was injured last time, wasn't fit last time, it's all different now. No injuries, fitness.
You are a losing person, but
fight the over 4 rounds.
alright, that's fair
Favourite
enough.
SWEENEY.
I've no shadow of a doubt, but this is not going 10 rounds. Trust me in this one.
I'd lose change of a pocket.
I'll have it now if you want.
Big hard back outside, it's no problem.
Not a problem.
Hard outside.
It's in my DNA, not a problem.
Hold on, there's no money in the car park, so
I don't fight for money.
no
I don't fight for no money, it doesn't matter.
Just get this right, you don't fight for any money. Also doesn't fight for money. Matthew, I know you're just.
I'm always going for a bonus.
That's fine, yeah.
Gamble the forces.
Okay. Well, we're going to open the floor to some questions after, so you guys can put your questions to both fighters from the camps. Spike. Sorry, not Spike. Spike's not with us today. Pascal is here. He's sick today.
French?
Letting balls and cork.
There's no reason for me to doubt the legitimacy of the illness, but firstly, Spike, Fitz, thank you for flying in all the way from Spain. We know this is a fight you wanted badly, and obviously the last press conference was golden. And what have you been doing since then? Still the same mentality going into the fight?
Yeah, well, it's still the same mentality going into the fight. I flew back out to Spain there Sunday, with a week off home with the kids and the missus and what have you, family. So I flew back out there Sunday, and then I made my business then to fly back here today for this press conference, and he hasn't had the balls to show up. So it's just ridiculous. Let's hope he comes up now for the fight. He doesn't start getting that, you know. But I'm game.
We know that. What are you expecting from the fight? I mean, it's a tough fight. I think you acknowledge that.
Yeah, it is a tough fight. It will be a tough fight, and like I am there to win, and I will win the fight at the end of the day, you know.
Pascal, I don't know if you want to just talk on behalf of.
He's sick.
Yeah.
You know, he will turn up on the night to fight. He will turn up, believe me, he will.
Lovely.
Hope so.
And actually, the main reason why he didn't come is because he wasn't well. Rather than push it too much, get sick and miss the fight, because it was supposed to happen a few times, he will turn up. So you can actually take that to the bank, okay?
Thanks.
He'll be here, yeah.
And what sort of fight are you expecting?
A war.
Fitzy to
A
win.
war. That's chewy. That's chewy. No, it's going to be a war, an absolute war. I think Spike will have too much power for him. But if Spike is not right in the night, I do know Fitzy has what it takes to win. I do know that. Spike's got to be 110%. We went to training camp, and this is like Spike's. Even though he fought Billy Joe Saunders other fights, this is his biggest fight. This is a fight.
Obviously, it's his biggest fight.
No.
He boxed nobody's.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's his biggest fight.
Sorry, he beat Robbie Long, who beat you.
Robbie
so
Long
he was
beat
a
me
nobody.
in my second fight.
Right.
What did I do to Robbie then? 2 fights after that.
Beat him on points.
And many times.
There you go. There you go.
Spike knocked him out 1 round.
But
What about Matthew Hall? What about Matthew Hall? See, nobody.
Matthew Hall was washed up. No disrespect to Matthew Hall.
Okay.
Matthew Hall was finished.
Okay.
If Matthew Hall had boxed him when he was in his prime, he'd have beaten.
Okay.
Handy.
Okay, well, that's your point. That's your opinion entitled to that. Anyway, Spike will be there in the night.
That's good.
He'll be in tip-top shape, and if I ever can speak, it's going to be a great fight because, you know, take nothing from you, you come to fight. You know, you put the work in, you're warrior, you train very hard. So Spike's preparation will be to fight someone who's going to turn up on the night with their A game, which is going to be you. But my opinion, Spike is too much for you. And that's it. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Same thing
Well,
with
he will be
box
there.
Andy Lee. It'll be 2 rounds gone.
He beat you.
He should barely beat me. He shouldn't have beaten me.
No, I tell you what, you put on a great fight.
You must be the only one that Tory beat me.
I think
he
he beat
shouldn't
you.
have.
I think he beat you.
You
The only
shouldn't.
reason-
No, you're the
No,
only
sorry,
one.
sorry.
There you go.
No. I've got my opinion. It was a
Yeah,
close
everybody
fight.
has an
It was a
opinion.
close fight. You put on a great showing. You done better than I thought you would do.
Yes, you've done better than Tory. Everybody thought it was.
Absolutely. I'm not thinking
Well,
that.
And
I'm
actually the same thing.
sorry,
that
Shuey,
you're
for a second.
thinking now
Sorry.
is fight. I'm going to go out and I'm going to annihilate you.
That's okay.
I can remember Bernard Dunn eating humble pie over it.
Here, Annie. Sorry. Anto, I'm actually not putting you down. I'm actually giving you a compliment. I thought you put on a great performance. You actually rose above your game on the night. You really did. I thought Andy Lee won the fight. A close fight. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I thought you won it on the night. But I think Spike is too much for you. But you know what? It's your job to prove me wrong.
Oh, believe me. I'll-
Okay, it's your job to prove me wrong. But he's going to be on his A game on that night. And he wants to beat you
He's gonna
badly.
need his A
He
game,
wants to
C
beat you.
game.
No, he wants to beat you badly. And,
Gonna need
you
the out
know,
of them one. That's
he's
genuine. He's not beaten.
coming to beat you.
No, he's probably coming to try beat.
No, he's coming to beat
No,
you.
he's coming to try.
No, he's
Won't
coming to
beat
beat you. He's coming to beat you. And you got to
Where's
remember
the rainbow
that.
mummers this time?
You got to remember that. He's coming to get you. He's coming to get
If
you.
he was coming to get me, he took this fight 4 years ago.
When you get the
No,
champion.
here. Hold on.
So there you
You're
go.
in the O2. You're getting paid
Yeah.
big money.
3
It's a
arenas.
3 arena now.
Sorry. The 3 arena, sorry.
Point now.
But you're getting paid big money. So isn't it a great night to have that fight?
Sure, it is. It's a big night.
So there you go. So
Could have happened.
So
Could have happened
no,
loads
yeah,
of
but
times.
it's a good job it didn't. So now you're actually
Yeah.
going to get paid
Because
big
you've
money
been bashed again.
on Sky Sports. He won't get bashed. He's
Oh,
coming.
believe me, he
Come
will.
here.
Yeah.
Come here. He's having a little rest in Cork, and he's coming to get you in 4 weeks' time.
He's down there sparring his missus again, is he?
Careful. Be careful. That's liveness. Be careful, Anto. I know. Bit of
no,
fun,
no,
but
it's
be
good,
careful.
bro.
That's all a bit of crack, all right? We won't take any down. Take that with a pinch of salt. But
Yeah.
best of luck with your training,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll see you in 4 weeks' time.
Fight.
All right.
Fight.
So don't even know where I am. All right.
Yeah, let's fight and finish them.
Well, he's coming to get you. He's coming to get you.
That's what I
I'll say it's Spike O'Sullivan against Hans Fitzgerald was a great fight, and obviously the press conference we had last time was golden, and I left there was really disappointed when we had to postpone the show, but I'm delighted that they're both taking the fight for November the 15th. There's going to be plenty of tension, great atmosphere, great rivalry, and it means a lot to these guys. And the middleweight division, that is really littered with opportunities for the winner. You know, obviously Matthew Macklin sitting here at the moment. You know, you've got Andy Lee, you've got Billy Joe Saunders, you've got John Ryder, one of our young guys, and of course a world scene. And the winner of those will be part of our plans moving forward in Ireland. So can't wait for that fight, and big rewards for the winner of that. Now on to one of those great middleweights, Matthew Macklin. Obviously we're so pleased to be back here, and the disappointing thing about the last time we planned this event was that we were in the National Stadium and we sold out in 10-15 minutes. Now we're here, we're set up for just under 6,000 at the 3 Arena, and we expect to fill every seat in the house. We've got 4 weeks on Saturday. We managed to convince our broadcasters to come here and give us a try on November the 15th. And we need everyone to get behind us to do so. And we think we've got a wonderful card, headlined by this man. Please welcome Matthew Macklin.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to top what just happened there with Fitz and Haskell, but especially the moment to bounce off. But no, I'm just to kind of echo what Eddie said. It was disappointing that the show in August got put back. At the time, very disappointing. But the fact that it's only been now in November and a bigger arena, and more of Irish boxing fans get the chance to come and watch it live, then maybe it was a good thing. And from my own point of view, I got to shake a lot of rust out in Germany, which was badly needed. And looking forward to this fight. Now, Ireland is a tough fight. World title eliminator, and having fought for the world title 3 times, won European title twice. Boxing Vegas, boxing Madison Square Garden, etc. If I didn't sincerely believe that I could still go on and become world champion, I wouldn't do what I'm doing. I can think of better things to do than be walking around Manchester City Centre talking to myself. So no, definitely, I would be fighting unless I sincerely believe in the bottom of my heart that I can one become world champion. You know, Golovkin aside, who I think is a special fighter, up there with Mayweather and Andrew Wood, I'd be very confident beating any other middleweight in the world. So, you know, but first things first, and this is an eliminator, like we said, and Highland, it's a massive opportunity for him. You know, he's WBC international champion. He's ranked above me in the WBC rankings, and but from a name point of view, I'd be the biggest name he's fought by far, and you know, it'd be a huge scalp for him. So for him to come here and beat me, he would certainly be thinking of it as catapulting himself into, you know, world title fight. So I'm going to have to be at the top of my game, which I will be. And I'm just excited about fighting at 3 Arena, excited about fighting back in Ireland. 5 years since the last fought here, and you know, all the lads on the undercard, good to have Padjo on it too, and Anton and Timmy and all the lads fighting in the big fights going on. Proud to bring it back here, proud to be top in the card, and you know, I'm excited about the night and excited about what the fight put after.
Just to confirm, tickets went on sale at 12 o'clock today, starting from just €30. And to run through that card again, David Maguire, Tommy McCarthy, Sam Eggington, our welterweight, Cowie Afai will be defending his IBF Intercontinental title, Declan Garrity against John O'Connell, John Joe Nevin, Patrick Hyland against John Simpson, Ian Timms against Michael Sweeney, Spike O'Sullivan against Fitz,
The winner.
and Matthew Macklin against Hyland. Also talk about other fighters that we might be adding to this card as well. We're working hard and speaking to Golden Boy and young Jason Quigley about being on the bill as well. He's fighting, I think, 10 days or 2 weeks before our show, and he's hoping to get through there and we can add him to the card also. So we're delighted with the card we've put together. We think it's going to be a wonderful night for Irish boxing. And I remember last time at the press conference we had here, one of my favourite bits was the questions from the floor to the fighters, especially from different camps. So we're going to do the same thing, and please feel free to ask any questions to any of the fighters on the table. Who's first up?
Go on, Shuey.
What's your name?
Go on, Shuey.
What's you want to say? Question for Tim. What do you think that you're going to do any different than you did in the last fight? Explain
Also, there's only one person that
Explain
needs to be
in
fucking
words.
neighbours in 5 weeks' time.
Last week was not a right fight. It was not a fight. It wasn't a great fight. He was saying great.
Like all your fights.
I didn't box straight. He didn't
Like
box
all your
straight.
fights.
Well, I'm glad that you know that he didn't box straight. We're going to keep going.
You're not shoot now, eh? You didn't have now in a minute.
Go on, yeah.
We didn't box straight. Difference is, we don't have a way his tank can't win the moment. We must still have to. One's gone right now. We don't really care where he's going. No one's going to do. No one capable of doing.
Don't worry about
The
me,
reason
worry
why
about
I put that
yourself.
question to you, because going back 2 years ago, yourself and Michael were scheduled to fight,
Yeah.
and you pulled out like
Yeah.
a baby with an injury.
All the way.
Yeah, well, let me finish, right?
One.
And weeks before the fight you pulled out,
Yeah.
you hadn't got a ticket sold, you hadn't even got your head
Where's
scan
that
done,
ticket?
you hadn't got a head scan done, you had nothing done. So you weren't even prepared to even step in the ring with Michael. You had this plan even to come up just to pull out like a baby that you are.
Oh, really?
Then when Michael wasn't ready, he still took the fight.
Oh, Michael wasn't ready.
With the second
Hang on,
fight.
we say now, there's interviews there where he was in the best shape of his life.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes in training camps in Limerick.
But
He was
he-
off.
I would've- I would've finished it,
He
I
was
would've
off
finished
from
it.
training camps with the Klitschko's, with Mikhail Kazak. He's been in more training camps than Matthew Macklin.
Sutcliffe said he wasn't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Listen, on the night.
But listen, that fight happened 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's fine,
So let's forget about it.
Yeah.
Hold on, Franklin and 4 weeks winning. Let's see what happens.
Well, the mind what the media said, his coach said he wasn't fit.
I was coaching, wasn't
And
fit.
that was Sutcliffe.
That's my coach over there.
Yeah.
He didn't want me to fight.
No, but I'm saying Sutcliffe was what you said the media said about him.
Kempsey, many of these people I fight.
You know.
How long have we lost things?
We're asked questions and we're asking questions. So, lads, I don't know what you're going, who's fighting on the floor.
Eddie Hearns asked anybody to ask the boxers the next question. And
Eddie
that's what we're
Hearns.
doing.
Oh, Eddie Hearns.
Go ask for something like that. We don't leave it on interviews, man. We don't
Anyway,
leave it
you said
the fight is on, the fight is happening.
you predict the 4 rounds. You predict the 4 rounds. I put money on it that you will not stop Michael in 4 rounds. I will also put money in that Michael will stop you within 7 rounds, and that's a fact. I'm changing my pocket. That's no bother. I know bother that. And to come on Facebook like a text to say you hate him, you don't even know him to hate him. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why you're saying you hate Michael Sweeney,
I'm seven more at home.
you're afraid of Michael Sweeney. You take it because you hate him because it's a burden on you.
Who won the last fight?
It doesn't matter who won it.
Who was champion? Who got stripped of his title?
He hasn't got a title.
No, why got stripped of his title?
Because why you're afraid of
Inactivity.
Inactivity.
We got fights there. We got fights there from the enemy. I'm not looking past him. But after I did what I did,
I advise you to
we
look
got
at
fights there.
him. Don't be looking past him.
I'll be looking over him when I'm knocking him.
It's great that you think that, but I'm actually not planning on stopping you. I'm actually punishing you, so 10 rounds of punishment.
James, can I ask you one question? Are you aware of that fear during the fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you're hiding your face compared to the last fight. Because you're
After last week, we were saying, oh, well, the referee was on the rest of the way. Phil Sutton was on your side. Phil Sutton was on your side. You're not allowed headbutting for him, you see. You're not allowed headbutting for him.
You've got headbutts at loaded times.
Come here, he didn't throw a punch. He used his head.
Battling.
And the referee put down and said,
Bad refereeing.
what did he say? What was bad refereeing about it?
If he was headbutting
Yeah,
I don't know what fight you were at.
What fight you at?
I was at the one that he was trying to beat the shit out of you.
You tried and he didn't.
You got the
You said there yourself. Shh. You said there yourself.
Yeah, but
He tried. He tried.
he literally didn't beat the shit
God
out
knows
of you.
God knows the trial. God knows the trial. Fight was won. I won the fight. This time, I'm back with Faye. He's getting knocked out.
That's good.
End of.
That's good.
And then after knocking out, the referee stopped the fight early. The referee come to the fight, he didn't get up. No, he didn't go down straight up. When he get knocked out, they're gone. There's been a people out there playing in England. Then he had a proper cruiserweight now. There's big old fellas here in Ireland. Tommy McCarthy's there. Conor Carmichael as well. These are probably, in my eyes, the best cruiserweights in the country. That's number 1. Carmichael number 2. Oikie number 3. He's number 5 and 4. This is a fella he's not a cruiserweight. He's a light heavyweight, but he's weighing heavier than me. Leave it out. Do you want to weigh in now? Do you want to weigh in today? Do you want to weigh in now? Weigh in now, yeah. Do you want to fight now? How about it?
We're used to that. That's not the rules.
You're on the loop. What do you want to interrupt the show?
Guaranteed he put out there like a baby.
No, I'm not high grade money. Who's coming over?
He knows it's going to be the last fight.
Everyone okay, yeah?
That's one ask any questions.
Any further questions?
That's the first one.
Yes, at the back there.
Yeah, one of the Olympic for the match. Andy needs to in Cornwall in December for the title race. Might have what happened between Macklin and Lee over North.
Yeah, I mean, I'll answer that first. I don't think anything's been confirmed for that fight. I think it looks like it's going to happen. I think they're talking about America now for that fight. It's a great opportunity for Andy. Listen, we hope that he goes and does the business because, you know, Andy against Matthew Macklin is a wonderful fight. It's a very tough fight for him against Korobov. But again, you know, there's a good rivalry there between Matthew and Andy Lee. But for the good of boxing here, we'd love to see him go out and do the business. And set up a fight for a world title, and obviously our ambition is to get Matthew Macklin a world title shot early next year as well. And if Andy can pull that off and beat Korobov in January or February or December, whenever that fight is, and Matthew can win a world title, even better. But I think sooner or later they will fight.
I think I wish Andy all the very best. Like obviously the rival of mine, but you know, rivalry aside, if he's not fighting me, then I'll be rooting for him definitely. And part of even, you know, selfish reasons aside, I hope he wins it for himself and for Irish boxing. But yeah, if you can win the world title, then it just that, with that added ingredient to the fight between me and him. I don't think it really needs a title, but obviously the world title in the line, it's a much bigger fight. You know, I'm very much focused on Highland for now and getting a shot at the world title, but the Lee fight is a fight I've always been open to. You know, Brian Peters tried to make the fight a couple of times over the years. He'll be better tried to make the fight, it never happened. But you know, I think next year, realistically, I think it will happen. I think whether Andy wins or he doesn't win, it's still a big fight, and the fact that we're, you know, with big time boxing has come back to working with Eddie and myself, then I think Eddie's proven that he makes these big fights happen, plenty of value. You know, fresh roads, you can just reel them off one after the other. So I'd be very confident Eddie can make the fight next year, definitely, whether there's a world title or not.
Any further questions, guys? To any of the floor?
I think just considering the postponement and everything that went with that, and then you have good entertainment atmosphere here, it's hard not to make sure that you're focused on the fight as opposed to all the buzz that goes with it.
No, I think the buzz just adds to a bit of motivation in terms of the event. You know, it just kind of hammers on the magnitude of the event. Of course, you focus on the man you're fighting, but it is a big event here. One of the last time there was a big show in Ireland that the band had done against Panswat was the last time there was boxing here at the old Point Arena, the Tree Arena now. So yeah, you know, we can see the turnout and the buzz that's here today. Everyone's looking forward to a big show, you know, a big night of boxing back in Ireland. So I'm very proud to bring you back here, you know, with Eddie and Macklin Sport and Sky. So no, I'm looking forward to it. So the buzz just gets you more motivated, and I'm looking forward to getting back now tonight to Manchester and hitting the gym again tomorrow, and been training hard anyway. The last week, since a week after last fight, the last week I'm training hard again. But you know, I'm under no illusions of how difficult a fight this is with Highland, and you know, I'll be making sure my stomach is concerned in training, and I understand what a win means and understand what a loss means, and you know, I won't be losing by a chance, because you know, I want to be here again. I want to be these press conferences, these arenas. That's where I want to be, and you know, I'm really looking forward to the fight. I know what he brings to the table, I know what he brings to the table, and I know what we're going to fight in the night.
Matthew, considering you kind of felt a bit rusty in your last fight against Yevis, do you feel that kind of form would have seen you get beaten if you'd have fought Highland the first time, you know what I mean, with those sort of ring rust issues?
Yeah, I think so, but there's a few factors. There's not really usually is, rather than being one factor, there's always usually a few different things, and I think boxing at 6 o'clock in the evening, you know, empty arena, we've been boxing at Madison Square Garden in Las Vegas, you know, Stern, 20,000 people, we're going full Stern in Germany.
During your finals replay as well.
Yeah, you know, that was hanging over me. So I think, no, it's just, you know, you're used to boxing at that, and then you go into an empty at 6 o'clock in the evening, your first time against an opponent you've already known a few days before. It's difficult to really get going, and so the rust was a big factor, and also that was a factor too. So I mean, I don't think had I fought for Ireland in the stadium back in August, I'd have approached the fight on the night the same. I mean, from a training point of view, I was very professional, I was super fit for the last fight, but just getting going on the night, I think it's difficult sometimes when you go against someone that has never boxed anywhere near your level. It's a world title fight for them, and obviously the rust was a factor. So who knows, look, it didn't happen in August, I did get the fight out of the way, I did get to shake the rust, highlight a few things to me, or reminded me of a few little mistakes and things. So I was looking for everything to work out for the best. I think, you know, we're here at the Tree Arena now instead of the stadium, and I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm excited about it.
Sorry, Eddie, can I ask a question? Yeah. Is Pajo and Simpson, is that a title fight, or is it just a
It's a 10-round contest, okay. And I'd like to make it for a title.
Yeah, because it's actually a real good fight.
It's a great fight. It's a great fight.
Top level, so
yeah, it is. I mean, listen, you know, John Simpson, he's done some amazing things. He's fought Tommy Core at lightweight. He fought John Murray at lightweight, and really, he didn't really want to, but he's looking for the opportunities, and he's been training hard for about 3 or 4 months now, asking me for a fight with Josh Warrington. And I said, listen, you've got to take a fight at featherweight, because you've had 2 fights at lightweight, and he fought Choi at super feather before that in a great fight.
Yeah, same kid he fought in Belfast. What was his name? Martin Lindsay.
Yeah, Martin Lindsay, great fight. I mean, it's Stephen Smith. He's been in Selby. He's been in with all of the great fighters. Right. But he is training really hard, and you know, the opportunity come up for the Highland fight, and he ideally he wants a title fight, Simpson, because you know he wants the accolade and obviously he wants the money for a title fight as well. So I'm talking to Brian, and you know, I'd like to make that for a title. I think it's a wonderful fight.
I've had him on a few shows in America. He deserves a title.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's up the gym all the time, hard worker, well looked after. And
well, I think
hopefully
I just want to fight. Don't mind title fights. I haven't fought in a good while, so we got a rust out here in July, June. So I just want another good fight, you know, and a good test. It's John Simpson, and then I'll fight for titles like, as you said, Warrington, Selby. Hopefully, if he gets a win against Gradovic, you know, we get that on, you know.
Absolutely, and this is the great thing about this show. It's a big card, big show, live on Sky Sport. Simpson's a great name for you as well. So the winner of that, and listen, and I said the same to John. To get those fights with Warrington Selby, you have to have a big win,
exactly,
and that applies for him as well as you.
Yeah, definitely.
So a victory in front of a big audience and a big crowd.
Well, that's it. Like I just feel like, because I've been out for so long, you know, I was overlooked, and you know, being away in America, and I just think, you know, I'm back now. It's my time, and you know, I'm going to show up everyone and get them all them belts. So.
Anthony Joshua was on the last bill. Is there any chance of getting him back on?
No, he's boxing the week after on the 22nd. So obviously, you know, we've added a few more fights to the bill than we had last time. Obviously, Tim's against Sweeney, and also Highland against Simpson, and also John Joe Nevin. So you know, Anthony's keen to come back here soon. But it was a coup for us getting John Joe Nevin boxing in Ireland for the first time. I think it's important to make a big statement, and another Olympian, obviously a silver medalist as well. So, and Jason Quigley as well is a real shot of being on the card.
Hey Eddie, if there's any chance of getting me on the show,
I've heard a lot about you. Heavyweight prize fight, man.
I'm ready to fight tomorrow.
Okay, well we'll bear that in mind. You actually got 4 weeks Saturday, but you know,
4 weeks.
4 weeks on Saturday. That's when the show is, isn't it? No, this show. We'll see what happens. But heavyweight prize fight, you're banging the mix.
Good man, thank you.
Alright guys, listen, thanks as always. It's always a pleasure to come here to Ireland, just for the press conferences alone, to be honest with you. This time fight night's happening November the 15th at the 3 Arena. Tickets from €30. Get behind it. You know, we want to do big things in Ireland. It's going to be a great night, great value for money. Thanks as always for you to turn up and all the fighters here on the tables. We're going to have a group shot, and then I suppose we better do a little head-to-head with Sweeney and TIMS as well. Just, we'll see you very soon.